Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, and welcome to another one of our Sorare videos. Sorry about the delay on this one. You guys have been seeing, if you have been in my Discord, that a lot of moves have been happening lately, and they have been incredible. And we've had a good laugh about it in the Discord as well, about the things that have been going on, because as you guys might remember, I've been quite vocal about saying I'm not putting in more. I'm stopping depositing and all that. But then this market, bro, it's gone insane. And I've just been sat there thinking, I need to get involved. So I have. I really, really have. And I will show you guys what has happened right here, right now in today's video. So let's start off with a beautiful story of Formose Mendy. Now, this man, if you guys remember, I won him as a reward back in the day in January, just back in the day, in sense of like 2 months ago, like literally 2 months, nearly on the day. I won him as a reward and sold him for 979 euros. His rare. We are talking about his rare card, right? And now he is listed at around what? 180 euros, maybe 200, has been selling for 156. So we are clearly seeing that his value has dropped massively because people have been quite vocal about the issues on the platform and things they don't like and not enjoying the fact that their gallery values are going down and all that jazz, which I obviously completely understand. I personally don't like it either when my stuff value goes down. That's just not a nice feeling, I'll be quite honest with you. But at the same time, I felt like, where's this drop coming from? The man has gone, he's like 1/5 of the price I sold him for all of a sudden. And of course, yes, there have been DMPs and all those things, but just yesterday he played for Senegal. And yeah, that's the national team. He got subbed on after the 66th minute, telling me that he's clearly going to be playing next game. Seems like a couple more people have picked up on it. He was on 100% for a DMP, and now he's actually predicted 9% to start. Congratulations to the 9% of people who have gone ahead and put that in there, because I personally fully expect him to play. I mean, if he plays for the national team, surely he's going to be fit enough to play for his team as well. But that's not the point. So, as I said before, I had sold the Mendy for 979 euros back in the day. And now I've picked up a super rare for basically the same price. Yep, that is exactly what happened. I mean, I don't even understand how something like this happens in a space of like 2 months. But like back then, November 24th, surface to air missile, a guy that I truly respect, that I feel like is one of the best players of the game, decided that this card was worth 4,200 to him. That shows me that he has extreme amounts of confidence in a player like this, rather than just using players that he's constantly winning, because obviously he's insane and so rare. He just wanted this card, and it was his 1 out of 10, obviously. And he picked him up, and there are only 3 of these cards on the market. And just a couple of months later, I'm buying him for 1/4 of the price he paid. And honestly, guys, I am not looking at this like, okay, I bought the super rare for 1,000 euros, but his rare is only going for 156 last sale. So technically, if we think back to how we all normally think when it comes, can you focus, camera? Thank you. If you guys think about the way we used to think about the market, it was like super rares should be like 3 to 4x the rare price. That's how most people have been playing the game since I have come onto the platform. Surely sometimes if they are top premium players, they were going for more because there was more competition to sign these players into your clubs. But that's how things have been going. But I personally don't think that matters anymore. Like, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. From now on, I don't look at the price of rares and super rares in some sort of weird connection. In my head, I have to justify the price I'm paying for a certain player. I'm going to do it like this from now on. So I look at it and I think, you know what? I paid 1,000 for him, which means basically he is worth 5 thresholds, because threshold has gone to 200, right? Not 250. So he's worth 5 thresholds in cap 240 super rare. That's all it is. That literally is all it is. So if I go over to Twitter and I show you guys something extremely interesting from the main man himself, Andrew Laird, you can see that he has posted something extremely interesting here, which was an analysis on or breakdown on how the capped 240 divisions have been going and the success rate in them. At the top, you can see just regular entries, no DMPs or anything like that being taken into account. There have been, let's take game week 343, right? The top one. 618 people have entered into super rare cap 240. 113 of them have won the threshold. Now, that is an 18%, is, what is it? Not solution, results? Is that the way to say it? I don't know. 18% have won the the threshold. And that just tells you, all right, it seems a bit tough. But if you go down to 5 starters, if you actually have 5 starters, right? And I mean, if you do want to play capped, ideally, you want to have 5 starters. And if you know that your players are starters, nearly 50 freaking percent at the of the time, you actually get the threshold. So technically, this kind of tells me basically every month, if we only consider the weekends, and I have plenty of super rares now to put into this, which I'm extremely excited about. I'm going to keep on adding players through winning thresholds, winning rewards, and rare. But looking at this, it kind of shows me, like, let's say I only win it twice a month, even though I have 4 opportunities, 4 game weeks in the weekend where I could actually go in there and get it done. That's like 400 euros a month. 400 euros a month. I mean, that sounds insane. That is something that people out here in Germany, as like youngsters, you go out while you're in school or studying or whatever, you can do like a job on the side. And like the base income for that is like 450 euros for a certain amount of time each week, like once or twice. And that's it, right? You work like 8 times a month and you actually get yourself like 450 euros. That's what it is. Now I can actually play so rare, right? Play capped. And if I'm smart enough, I have 5 starters. And 50% of the time, you kind of win those 200 euros. Like, doesn't that's how I now look at things. And I personally just think, okay, I've just spent 5 thresholds worth on an insane super rare. So if I win those 5 thresholds, hey, good stuff. Now, that's not to say that Formosa Mendy is a threshold player, by the way, but he's insane. Like, this guy, if you take away all these things, right? Let's go into just Amiens, right? Those games. And that's all I needed. Yes. Okay. So in the past year, he has had 11 performances below the 60. And then he has had 8, 13, 15 performances above 60. And I now have a super rare. Like, this kid is incredible. And I know he's linked to multiple teams out there. I am aware of the situation. But for me, lads, don't care. I've watched him play. I know he's absolute quality. He looks gigantic on the pitch. I don't know if he's actually that tall. It might just be my perception. And he can play centre back and right back. So if a team, and a lot of teams in Europe do this, want to play like 3 at the back, he's the perfect right centre back. That's how I'm looking at it. He is linked to Stade Reims, I believe, the team of that English guy who played Football Manager and all of a sudden is a manager in Liga and has had an incredible run and everyone talks about him. They apparently want him the most. And if he goes over there, I'd be extremely happy because they have an under 23 goalkeeper in Diouf, who also is still under 23 next season. So I would then go ahead and get that guy as well. To stack those two together would be absolutely incredible and could be one of the most powerful combinations of under 23 stacking in the next season if he does go there. Now, I am not necessarily basing this purchase off of just next season as well. I'm obviously looking at what we have going on here, and we have like 10 games in Ligue 2 left, which I'm excited that I'll be able to use him for that. I think he's absolutely incredible. I used to have his rare. I wanted to buy back his rare multiple times after selling him, and yeah, now I have his freaking super rare, and it's just worth 5 thresholds. That is how I now think of buying players. That's literally all it is now. I don't think about multipliers, all that jazz. And I am aware if you go into Cap 240, you have 5 players, not just one, right? All those 5 players have to perform, and you kind of have to split up the thresholds all throughout those players. But that's not how I really necessarily want to look at it. I'm just looking at how much have I invested and how much have I brought back again with the gallery that I have. And obviously, You shouldn't take this as financial advice, please. That's not what I'm going for here. I just want to explain to you guys how I am currently playing the game. And you have seen me go through multiple phases, multiple tactics, strategies, and it will never stop changing. But at the moment, that's my thought process. Now, Mendy is not the only one I got, guys. Let me show you something else. I have brought in the king himself. As you guys might know, I have won Brat as a rare goalkeeper reward right around this time. And I was like, hey, this guy's quite decent, isn't he? He gets plenty of clean sheets. The second division in Spain, goalkeepers seem to do well. He's not necessarily playing in an insane team, but his team is one of the lowest conceding teams in the Spanish second division, at least was at the point I won him back then. I was like, you know what? I already know this guy. He's 25 years old. He's French. Let's just freaking go. I have bought his super rare for just 4 or 5 thresholds. That's all it is again. So Brat is here. He is my first super rare goalkeeper in a long time. I think I only had a couple. I think I had Slovic from Tokyo last season. And then I had Osako super rare under 23 goalkeeper as well. And now Brat is the next one that is joining that list of glorious super rare goalkeepers. And I am extremely happy about that. But I didn't stop there. I went in again and I got myself a forward that I truly, truly believe in. I've got myself Balikvisha. Now, here's the story about this card, right? I got him for 1.1k, which obviously is huge. If you consider that his rare is currently going for 150 euros, the multiplier is like 7, 8, whatever. I don't care. Again, I just saw the price on the market and I was like, this just doesn't seem right. So if we go back like a while, this guy was selling for 3.6, like 2.9, 2.2. And he actually did sell an auction for 814. I wanted to get involved there, but I didn't have the ETH at the time. And I was like, you know what? No. And then I was like, you know what? I actually have the ETH. And I tried to get him for 0.5. Again, someone else had him listed at 0.55. And then as soon as I made the offer, he actually took him off the market. I was fuming. And you know what? I was like, no, I am going to get this guy now. And I got him. He's under 23 until 2025. A player that I owned as a rare. At least I'm bringing in another player that I actually know how he plays. And this is someone that can take set pieces. Someone that has great AA as a forward. And obviously is capable of hitting some really, really nice scores. And again, I just wanted to stack up more and more super rares. And I've gone in again. Gabriel Florentine. And yes, you probably sat there thinking, what the hell is going on, Johnny? You didn't want to deposit again. I did. I just freaking did because I love the freaking game. And I feel like it's too undervalued at this stage. So we have Gabriel Florentine, who's apparently injured, but he isn't because he actually played in a friendly for his team this week. So he should be back fit again. I'm excited about that. Florentine under 23 until the end of the season. Also has about like 10 games left, just like Formose Mendy. And after that, he's going to be a player who is not under 23 anymore, but still can bring in some absolutely great scores. Now, I got a super rare with 28% bonus on it. And since he plays in a Russian league, there is not going to be any more mints of this card. There are only 15 super rares of him on the market and probably ever will be because I don't see anytime soon the Russian league coming back with mints. But yeah, that's the situation. This is someone that at his new club has been doing great things, great numbers here, as we can tell. And he takes set pieces from what I've seen, and that excites me. So I'm really, really interested in seeing how things are going to go with Gabriel Florentine. He's back from his injury, and I got him for 800. That is 4 super rare cap 240 thresholds. So far we have, I believe, 14 thresholds worth of players in terms of super rares. Actually, not including Brat. Actually, I might have included him. I'm not too sure. Don't care. I wanted him. I got him. And then we also have gone in for other cards, I believe. Let me just quickly check myself. I can't even remember. Gabriel Florentine, Balikvisha, Formose Mendy. Oh, yes, I got Tom Bischoff. Guys, this kid is the next big thing, in my opinion. And in the opinion of many, many scouts and experts out there, it seems. Tom Bischoff, 17 years old, under 23 until 2029. How old am I going to be at that point? I'm 30 now. I'm going to be 36. Wow. Anyways, yeah, that's a bit insane. We are looking at Tom Bischoff here, who is a great talent. One of the greatest talents in the German youth academies, basically. Not youth academies, youth teams. Let me put it that way. And he's being wanted by Bayern Munich. He's being wanted by many clubs out there. And even freaking FIFA rates him as one of the biggest talents in world football right now with 86 potential. That right there makes him one of the more exciting players. 65 rated at the moment. Trust me, that's going to go up. He started off at a 62, already up to a 65, and I can easily see him go up even more. He is a left-footed, set-piece taking, free kick scoring youngster, and that is again something amazing. I have watched this kid play plenty of times already. Before I actually bought him, I did my research. I watched back a couple of his games, saw what he was doing on the pitch, and I thought, you know what, man, I need this guy. He could be the future, and I got him early. So if you look back at his previous prices, the hype was obviously already known a little bit earlier. Someone got this card, for example, for 1,700, then 844, and then I came in with the 505 euros, which again is just 2.5 thresholds in cap 240. I mean, looking at all that, guys, in cap 240, obviously you can also win rewards in terms of super rares as well. So it's not like you just have to base it off of the threshold, but I love the fact that there now is an aspect of the game in super rare that actually excites me. And I have plenty of lineups now ready to go for this game week. Let me just show you guys my lineups for this upcoming game week. I am so excited to dive into all of them. So starting off with All-Star Rare Pro, we have Adan in there. It is him against the 18th in the league. Curbelo, it doesn't matter who he plays against. This guy is ridiculously good. Doesn't have the easiest matchup, don't get me wrong. It's 6th placed Mirandes, I believe. But Las Palmas obviously want to go ahead and win as many games as possible towards the end of the season right here to secure promotion and not go through the hassle of having to play playoffs or whatever, if that even exists. And then we have Bakasetas, who has come back and scored 100 points in his comeback game, and he played for Greece doing that, so congratulations to him. Did not use him in a lineup. Well done, Johnny. I already got a reward, but you'll see that player in a bit. I'll show you guys right here, actually. It is Tafana, I believe. Mateos Tafana, 21-year-old, under 23, and he actually has started scoring pretty consistently above 50 as well, so I like that. It's going to be a great player for capped, possibly. But yeah, moving on from the All-Star Rare Pro, which I'm excited about. We have Gabriel Florentine in there as well, and Dusan Tadic. And then going into the other team that I'm mad excited about, Diogo Costa, with possibly the best matchup for under 23 goalkeeper for Mendy. Back in playing, hopefully. And yeah, this is going to be fire. His debut for my club. I am hoping he's going to do well. Kökçü against Sparta Rotterdam. Obviously not an easy matchup, but it's all on the line. The league title is on the line. They cannot let Ajax get close. So this is a must-win and a Rotterdam derby. So it should be fireworks. And then we have Schalke against Leverkusen. Florian Wirtz only played like 35 minutes for the national team. I am 100% sure that he's going to come back into the Leverkusen team and basically show the national team coach what he's missing. And then Barisic coming in, playing against whoever, doesn't matter. He is playing against the 6th place team in the league, and he is class. So I am very excited about this lineup. Probably my 2nd highest priority lineup. Cap 240, super rare. Here we go. Brat is in there. We have Furkan Bayer in a matchup of the 17th against the 11th. Can easily see him do well there. And we have Getson Fernandes up against the likes of Fener in the Istanbul derby. So that is going to be a fun one to watch for sure, alongside Cenk. 2 Beşiktaş players lined up alongside each other, fully expected to play. And then Sildilia is also another player that we are expecting to see play against a bad team in the Bundesliga, hopefully allowing him to bomb forward and finally get that assist that he has been looking for such a long time now. Going on from that All-Star Rare, we have the likes of Brat, Grimaldo, Jonathan Vieira, Mehdi Taremi, and Florentino Luis. Obviously, some great matchups for Benfica boys. And then we have Taremi with an amazing matchup as well. And then Jonathan Vieira, he has been doing really, really well lately. Exceptional performances in the last 5 games. So I am trusting him once more. Brat has a very tough game, but still has a decent projection of getting a clean sheet. So why not? Hopefully he can continue his great AA game. But you can see this team is capable of winning some really good rewards, including a tier 0 not too long ago. Moving on into the Cap 270 rare. If you guys want to see that, I think a lot of people are interested in Cap teams. We have Keisuke Osako against Kashima Antlers. We have De Ligt against Dortmund. Not easy, but I can see him do well. We have Gabriel Sara, who has been insane lately, and I do think he's going to get a really good score against Sheffield, even though Sheffield are obviously not an easy opponent, but Norwich at home, I can see them do something there and Sara be involved. Cherky against PSG, tough one. But then again, there have been rumors of him going to PSG, so maybe he's extra motivated to showcase himself to the Paris fans. And then Mateus Tafana is in here. He has a great matchup, double A. Seems like he has the best pick score in this team, so I'm very excited to have him in there. Also, can't wait to have Nopat back. But yeah, moving on from that, Champion America Rare Pro, all A's, triple A, double A's, and an A on the goalkeeper. So that is a really, really good sign. And then moving on from that, we also have the under 23 rare team with Pandur. Great matchup against Groningen. He could have an amazing AA game, even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet. And then we have Guardiol. Good matchup against Mainz at home. Enzo against Aston Villa could be an interesting one. And then Musiala has been training individually. I am still hoping, though, that he actually gets to play. I am a bit worried that Tuchel is not going to play him in the first game. And that's not ideal, because if Bayern start crushing Dortmund in that matchup and he has players that have done really well, I don't think Tuchel is the type of guy to necessarily rotate too much when he has his guys. And I think Leroy Sané plays a big role for him from what I can tell already. And then we have Keito Nakamura. Nakamura, as we all know, has been exceptional many, many times. Has been a little bit of on the downside lately, but I do think he's going to pick it up again. And this is obviously a decent matchup for him. And then we have a Cap 220 super rare to finish things off. Just throwing a bunch of players in there for fun. I don't necessarily know if Sanuc is going to play. From what I can read, apparently he's not going to play. This is just a glorified training lineup. We also have Balikvisha, who is maybe playing, maybe not playing. I'm not too sure on that one yet. He was initially in my All-Star Rare Pro team, but then I decided to go with Florentine, who I think is going to start. Balikvisha has to do a little bit better again to be starting, or possibly will start. And if he does, this is a great matchup for him, 77%. So hopefully he steps up for me. And we can see Bischoff possibly getting subbed on, most probably getting subbed on against Werder Bremen. Could be fun. And then Mbuku hasn't gotten subbed on many times, just once lately. So hopefully he can do something. But yeah, just a glorified training lineup basically. But those are my teams. We have 8 lineups, of which I honestly think All-Star Rare Pro is fire. Under 23 Rare Pro is fire. I think All-Star Rare is really good. Champion America has to deliver at some point. We have the capped boys looking solid as well. Not necessarily amazing, I'll be honest. But yeah, Cap 240 Super Rare, that is the one I'm actually madly excited about. I want to see what these guys do. And yeah, that's going to be great. And we're going to work on bringing even more Super Rares into the club. And if we look at the gallery right now, in terms of like injured players, how many players do I have that are currently unusable? I'm just going to go through this with you guys as well, because I was wondering about it. Do I have many? I have Nopat. I have no more rare issues, super rares. We do have many issues, actually. As far as I know, Alex Garcia, currently obviously injured, one of the best super rares I have, sadly is not able to play for me right now. Mynance apparently got injured in the youth national team for Netherlands. And Hilgers, who has an amazing matchup, is sadly injured as well, possibly multiple weeks, which sucks. So yeah, I need this guy to get more physically strong. He's getting injured too many times. And then we have the likes of Marcelinho Nunez, who's basically unusable because he's just in and out of the team. You can barely predict it. So yeah, we have a couple of super rares obviously struggling. But Alex Garcia coming back, oh boy, that is going to be something for me. When he comes back, that is going to be huge. And yeah, that is it. Those are my purchases. That's my reasoning. I think the threshold increase is great, and it gives me an incentive to try and beat the game rather than beating everyone else, right? I personally like the aspect of beating the game. I find that much easier. So I'm really glad they have done that, and it's actually worth our time now. I think that's not it though. I genuinely do believe Sorare have done it a little bit like cautiously. They didn't want to go overboard and go 250 euros or 300 euros in super rare. And I think I understand why. They see the downturn in the market and they want things to stabilize. And I genuinely do believe that come next season with Europe coming back, and if the market has picked up again, if people like Pranksy are bringing in numbers onto the platform of whales who actually love the game, he himself has spent 152,000 already within just the space of a couple of days. And if you look at his at the roster prices, I mean, he has Jude Bellingham's Golden Boy Super Rare. I mean, that is the holy grail on the platform. Surely has to be. It's such an insane card. He has Kimmich's Super Rare. He has Almada in there. He has everything you want. Alexander Isak, who's under 23 for another season, playing for Newcastle, who have billions to spend. So, yeah, I honestly do think Sorare have gone a little bit safe. And I do believe they're going to go 250 at some point for super rare, and possibly even more in unique, because I think it's very important that we don't go too bottom heavy. We have focused massively on free to play throughout the World Cup and even after that with limited and all that stuff, which is great. But I think a lot of the times the joy that many people get out of watching their players play is because there are high stakes. Now, my high stakes might not be similar to your high stakes, right? For me, I love the rare division. I'll watch any of my players' games unless the lineup's dead or it's a goalkeeper, right? Because it's too painful watching my goalkeepers play. But yeah, like there are so many aspects of the game that I love, and I like the high stakes for me that start off in rare. That's why I don't play limited. I don't see value in it. I personally do think that we still don't have enough users so that the supply gets picked up and, you know, the cards are worth a little bit more, or at least stabilize. I think that's going to come at some point, but we aren't there yet. So I focus on the higher scarcities, and I'm going up and up and up. Now, I don't think I'm going to go unique anytime soon. Trust me, that's not going to happen. But I love the super rare division already. I'm going to work my way into it. I'm going to keep doing my thing in rare, and I'm going to play for those stakes. Now, for you, if you play limited and it's high stakes for you at that stage and you can enjoy your players, that is amazing. But I do also think it's important to keep in mind that people who play super rare, people who play unique, those people need the feeling of like playing for something as well. And if prices keep dropping and the confidence in the platform keeps dropping in all scarcities as it has, that's not good. So hopefully we are going to see Sorare continue to do well with the updates that they are bringing in, make the game safer than ever before with the changes like the credit card fraud and all that stuff. I am really, really hopeful of how things are going to go and move forward with this platform. And I do think, as I said before in some of my videos, I do think Sorare is going to go much better in the next season. I think right now, this season specifically, has been a time where they have been scrambling through updates, doing things too fast, doing things too slow, and not necessarily reacting at the right time. I think these people that are working there are gaining experience, and hopefully we're going to see the right decisions being made and going into the next European season with all the marketing that they're doing now, targeting specific groups, now Wales. I like that. I think that's a good thing. I think the platform needs Wales, and that's just the harsh truth, but it also needs the bottom tier and the mid tier and the top tier, all those ones to do well. Balance is key, and I hope they will continue to strive for it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Those are my new super rares, and those are my thoughts on the threshold update. I love it, and I love the game. Do not play this game as an investment. Do not play this game to make money. Just play this game for fun. And I do it for fun. And yeah, that's it. Have a good day. Take care and peace.